In this video, I'm breaking down 6 actionable steps that will help double the click rates on your email campaigns, no matter what industry or niche your e-commerce store is in. By following these steps, you not only boost the engagement rate with your email list, but you also drive a ton more traffic back to your website, where those clicks will turn into real paying customers. The strategies I'm about to share with you isn't just theory. They've helped generate over $3 million in email revenue for my clients. So grab a notepad and let's dive straight in.
Okay guys, so how to double your click rates. In this video, I'm going through 6 actionable steps that you can implement into your email campaigns pretty much straight after this. So this is some results that I've gotten just from my own email marketing agency just in the last couple of weeks. If you don't know me, my name's Kieran. I actually do this for a living, specializing in Klaviyo. I have a bunch of social media. We'll skip past that. First off, what is the KPIs that you want to hit when you send an email campaign out and people start clicking on it? First thing you got to realize is that flows and campaigns are different. They behave differently simply because flows are more intent-based. When a customer receives a flow email, it's because they've done X, Y, and Z action, right? So they're more likely to engage with it. Really good example here is the first welcome email. This is when someone signs up to your pop-up, they get sent this welcome flow email, and obviously they just want to open it, get the discount code, and click and go back to the website. So obviously this is going to have a bit higher click rate than just your random one-off campaign. But in saying that, these strategies I'm about to go through with you obviously does carry over to your flow emails as well, and I'd recommend implementing this in pretty much every email that you send. So going on, where can you find your current click rate metrics for your campaigns? Klaviyo does have a really good deliverability tab these days, which does show you some good metrics for your email deliverability. However, if you just want to look at just your campaign click rate, I'd highly recommend just going to your campaign tab, and it will show you the average click rate for last X amount of days. Obviously, you just change this toggle there. So the actual KPIs you want to be aiming for is 1% or higher. Ideally 1.5%. Now, some businesses may be below this mark. Some businesses may be already above this mark. There is a lot of factors that come into your click rate. Maybe you're unknowingly already receiving a lot of bot clicks or sending to a super tight engaged list. No matter where you're currently at, if you don't have these 6 strategies implemented already, it will double, triple your click rate than what it is currently. So now, as a bit of a high level, what actually makes customers click? Because this is important to understand and realize and think through when you're creating your email campaigns. So first thing you gotta realize is that it's not the 1950s anymore. People have really short attention spans, myself included. I'm not gonna pretend I don't. But just like doom scrolling social media, people are scrolling through your emails like they're half asleep, right? They're in a zombie mode. And if you really want to capture their attention, you gotta zap them awake. And that's within pretty much, you got seconds to play with. Within the first 2 to 3 seconds of them opening up your email. And that's why you often hear that your hero section of your email, the very first part when they open up the email, is the most important part of the email, right? It does pretty much 80% of the work. And that is why you really got to zap them awake. And we'll go through that on how to do that in just a second. But you really got to be also building intrigue with your emails, right? They've got to be valuable. They got to be interesting. You can't just be sending out trash that you find from the Klaviyo template section. You've actually got to send great quality emails. Because let's be real here, you're not a special snowflake. There is other people that you are competing with attention, your customers' attention with. When you send out an email, people have got 20 other emails in the inbox to check. Like, what is going to make them read through your email specifically, and more importantly, click on it. So yeah, sure, it's great. You've got their email address, you've got a direct line of communication, but your email has to go above and beyond in terms of getting those people to actually click on it. So I've broken it down here. Pretty much you really want your emails to be either like fun, interesting, or simply just have a really great offer that they can't refuse. A good fun example here was Dr. Squatch, their verify capture type of email. Select all images with Sasquatches, click verify once done. Obviously, once you click on it, it's just going to take you to the website. This email right here is a blog post style email, which is really just giving value to the customer. So giving them something interesting to read that also correlates to what you're selling, right? So maybe you already have a lot of blog posts you can direct traffic to, and hopefully people will click on that. Well, firstly, they'll see the email, they'll find it interesting, so you just kind of tease it, and they'll click on this button, they'll go read your blog, they get some value from it, and then they'll go on and shop around on your website. Lastly is the great offer email. Obviously, you can't do a 40% off site-wide sale every email you send, but there is lots of different offers that you can do to get people engaged and clicking on your emails. First strategy is CTA button above the fold. If you aren't doing this, well, I'm about to show you, you're missing out on a lot of clicks. So this goes, with a lot of things, because this is all about creating a really good hero section, and creating really good hero section involves putting in 3 main elements. That's your main offer, your header. So, what is this email about? What's in it for me? That's really important. As soon as people open up the email, they want to know what it is about. Second, a hero image, just giving context to that main message or header. It also creates just a really good visualization. And thirdly, the most important one is the CTA button. So if people are already set on clicking on your email, you want to make those high intent customers you just want to make it as easy as possible to get them to open up the email, see the offer, click, and go straight to the website. So imagine just before in that email with a 40% off site wide. People can already see that in the subject line. Oh, cool, big sale. Let me just open up the email and click on it. So just give them the button above the fold to click on, right? Because scrolling down an email and trying to find where the correct button is just an act of friction. You're just delaying people getting to the website, which is ultimately the whole point of sending an email, right? So I've got these 2 really good examples here of a bad email with poor above the fold optimization versus a good email, again, from Dr. Squatch. So let's run through this. So the bad example here, this is just like a rough estimate of where I would say it cuts off before people have to scroll down. And as you can see, they really spaced out the header, the subtext, and the very first call to action button. So people would have to scroll down almost like 2.5 times to find the first button to actually click on. So obviously we're talking about bloom with the tree of life. What does that even mean? Then they got to scroll down, read a bit more of the value propositions and what the benefits of this drink does, until they're finally allowed to click on the button there. Now with Dr. Squatch's email, this is way, way better. This is going to convert a lot more clicks into getting people over to the website, simply because they have the offer right at the top of the email. They have some supporting subtext right below that, a good hero image as well, and then the button stroll right up at the top of the email. People don't need to scroll down to know what the email is about, know what the message they're trying to get out there. All that important information is right at the top. If they are interested, sure, that's where they can scroll down, give them some more information, just expanding upon the main message of the email. And of course, you always want to have a button at the bottom of the email as well. So we actually tested this with a brand, believe it or not. They were doing something similar to this, having the first button right down at the bottom of the email, which again, wasn't too great, but we actually tested this, and this was the results that we actually found. So before working with us, they were receiving around 0.3, 0.6, 0.4 click rates. This is with all the CTA button below the fold, down at the bottom of the email. Now, when we started working with them, this was like one of the first things we changed. We've got the button right up at the top when people can open up the email and click straight away. And you can see clearly the click rates have almost like doubled just in these first 3 emails, like a very, very clear difference of what this simple change can do. Now, number 2 is having one clear action that you want the customers to take. So a lot of brands mess this up, and it's really hurting their click rates, because if you give someone way too many options to choose from and way too many offers and different messaging, it's going to make them confused. And if you know anything about marketing, that a confused customer does not buy. So basically, you're just overwhelming them with too much information, too much offers, and it's actually going to promote them to back out and click out of the email than actually clicking on the email and taking advantage of all those offers. So just remember that a confused customer does not buy. You really want to have a really nice streamlined message throughout the entire email. And that also includes, from your subject line, from when they see that email pop up in their notifications, when they click on it, when they look at and read through the email, and especially through things like a hero section, and basically the entire email strategy, right? Especially if you're doing a 25% off sale. So let's just look at this email right here. It's really important to have the exact same messaging through your hype emails, announcing the sale, hyping up the audience. And then this would be the drop email, 25% off site wide, and then also in your follow-up emails. So you really want to have consistent messaging when you're really trying to get something across to your email list. If you start trying to do, 5 different offers at the same time, it's going to get really confusing. Customers aren't going to have their full attention on your one particular brand. Just imagine right now, it's Black Friday. They've got 10 different offers popping up in the inbox every 5 seconds. You want to be the brand that just has one simple message to say. So looking through these examples, this again is a bit of an eyesore and definitely a bad example, because as soon as you open up this, they're blasting you with 50 different things that they're trying to tell you. Again, just like imagine this, you're opening this up on a small mobile device. It's really hard to read, and they've got, again, like 50 different things that they're trying to tell you. I personally would back out of this straight away because I have no idea what's going on, and it's just super, super overwhelming. Let's go over to the second one. Bit better, but again, way too much going on here. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different buttons at the top, and then they're talking about their guarantees, and then also the free shipping over a certain amount. Then they got VIP early access, and then also the Black Friday sale, which is 60% off, and then an extra 20% off. Again, this is all in the very top part of the email. When I first open up the email, I'm just getting blasted with 10 different things. Like, it's very confusing. Personally, again, I would probably be more likely to back out of this just because there's so much going on. Now, let's look at this email, which is what I would consider a good email because it's very, very clear. It's got a lot of white space in the design. It's breaking up a lot of design elements, so it's very readable. As soon as I open up the email, 25% off site wide, super clear. Yep, it's the biggest sale of the year. As I scroll down, they give me some products to choose from, and then another closing CTA button at the very bottom. So very readable, very clear, one main message that they're trying to get across to their audience. And yeah, it's just so much easier to read, look at, and click on. Okay, so third thing is having a CTA button on every scroll. Let's look at an example of this because this is very important once again. Remember, scrolling is an act of friction. And if a customer was to scroll, you really want to have a nice, easily placed CTA button at every scroll. So when I first open up the email, we are talking about, the new peachy bar pedal pad, new grip added, cool. There's a shop now button if they just want to go straight away. If they want to scroll down, we give them some more information. Again, we just have this and place a CTA button right there. So if they did, found out and they're convinced enough, like, this is cool, I want to take a closer look. Again, we just place the CTA button right there. Just give them the option to. They want to keep scrolling down, we give them some social proof, and then the closing out CTA button. So always remember, just have one at the very top, middle, maybe a couple in the middle even, depending how long your email is, and definitely have one just at the bottom there. Okay, number 4, this is going to sound very obvious, but it's having buttons under every product. Now, fashion brands are notorious for not doing this. And sure, it may look aesthetic, but aesthetics don't bring in sales. So got some really good examples here for you as well. This brand on the left, showcasing off some jewelry, which is cool. But again, it's very confusing on where, as the customer, can actually click on. Some subconsciously, people are thinking like, if I click on this, will it take me to a random collection page, or will it bring me to the exact product that I'm interested in? Maybe they're not interested in all these other little earrings and rings. They just want to look at this necklace. They just want to look at this specific necklace. If I click on this, will that take me to that specific product page? It's not very clear compared to this email right here. They're talking about the Morocco platforms. Okay, cool. I want to shop now and go to that specific product. They're talking about the Holla Beaches tote. If I know for sure, like it's just a certainty thing. If I click on this, it will take me to that exact product page, not some random mix of collections and weird landing page. It's going to take me to that specific product, and that's going to promote a click as well. Just simply having these buttons clearly under each product that you're showcasing in your body section of your email. And again, you just want to remember that customers are half asleep. They're skimming through your email. You've only got a couple of seconds to capture their attention. And if things aren't clear enough, if it's a bit confusing, they're just not even going to bother to look a bit deeper and actually click on your email. Fifth thing, again, really easy fix here, but simply just having bigger buttons for your mobile users. And if you're a D2C brand out there, it's very common that the majority of people are opening up their emails on their phone. They're on the go. They're not sitting down at a big desktop like I am right now and checking through every marketing email that they got. No, they're on the go. They're commuting to work. They're feeding their kid at the same time. They're on the go. They're on their phone, and you need really big buttons that looks clickable. And you can see a bonus tip here with some actual depth to it. So having contrasting colors, adding some shadows, so it actually pops out like a 3D type of feel, and just make it look really, really clickable. So again, I've got some good examples here. This is what I would say is a bad example, simply because the shop now button is on the left side. So again, most people are right-handed. If I was holding this on my phone, I'd have to stretch my thumb across to click on that. And the white kind of blends in with the title here. So it doesn't add some depth. There's no contrasting colors here that makes it really pop out and stand out as if it is an actual button. Compared to this email, it's one, really nice and big. It's centered, it's right in the center, and it's up the top in the hero section, so it's really, really good. And again, it's really clickable. It's especially the contrasting colors against the background makes it really clear. It's nice and big, especially with people with fat thumbs like myself. It's really easy to click on. You don't want small buttons next to each other. People are just going to have a hard time trying to click on it, especially just on a smaller mobile screen. So again, it's something small but very simple to fix. Okay, number 6 is the collection footer. Now, this is one of the biggest things I would recommend implementing into your emails because it drives quite a big percentage of your clicks. And you'll see right here, this is just a random campaign that I've picked out, and this is all the links in our email, and we can see what users actually clicked on. So these top 2 links, that was the hero section and the body section of the product we were showing off in that email. But you'll see these 4 links down here was from our collection footer. Now, as you can see, that takes up a fair chunk of your clicks. On average, the collection footer does make up around 20 to 50% of all clicks of the campaigns that you send. So again, really big leverage point here to include into your emails. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is what it looks like. It's just the very bottom part of your email that kind of blends in with your footer. And you just give people the option to shop by each of your major collections. And it kind of makes sense, right? If people are reading through the email, but they're not interested in the main message or product you had in that email, once they scroll all the way down to the bottom, you give them the option into what they're most interested in. So maybe you had an email about showcasing off some shorts, all things shorts, showing all the different colors of shorts, how these shorts do X, Y, and Z. But, the customer, they're reading through this, like, I don't really like shorts. If they scroll right down to the bottom and you have their collection footer right here, maybe they're interested in sunglasses. So you give them the option to click there and go to their most interested collection. It's it's such an easy thing to include. Most brands have it at the very top of the email. And it's kind of like the same thing as like a navigation bar, but Again, people are scrolling past that. I personally, these days on a mobile device, I don't even recognize that as a button. If you have big, obvious buttons like this, a neat collection footer right down at the bottom, once people scroll all the way down to the bottom, they can direct themselves to what they're most interested in. So huge leverage point. It brings in a lot of clicks, as you can see. Highly recommend including that. Okay guys, if you stuck around to the end, thanks for watching. If you are an e-commerce brand, I do have a really great offer for you. We'll actually give you a free audit and action plan within 48 hours, plus 2 free campaigns that you can actually send and test to your email list. All you need to do is book in a call, which is all linked below in the description. But if not, thanks for watching guys. Hope you learned something, and cheers.